and they blowing our motherfucking mind because you looking like you a man of God, T.D. Jakes. Have you ever been swallowed? I'm like, yes, I've been swallowed. Have you? Have I swallowed you, Medea?
And why would a religious man like himself be at a party, which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? Whether it's drinking, maybe fornicating.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or That's all that happens at Diddy parties.
Monique is back, and she's not holding back. I'm sure you all remember the drama with OPR Winfrey, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry. Well, buckle up because Monique's stirring up even more drama. This time, she's dragging in the man of God, T.D. Jakes. Word on the street is there's some incriminating video of T.D. Jakes that caught Monique's attention, and she's ready to spill the tea to the world. So, what's in this video exactly? Let's dive in and find out. So, there's this video of T.D. Jakes making the rounds again, all thanks to Monique. In the clip, Jakes is telling his congregation to come out of the closet and stop keeping secrets. He's all dramatic, saying, "Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?"
I would have been swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing?
Monique, who's currently on tour with Cat Williams, decided to incorporate the clip into her stand-up routine in Louisville, Kentucky on April 12th. She's seen in a video clip calling out Jakes, saying, "You blowing my mother effing mind because you are looking like you a man of God. T.D. Jakes. Have you ever been swallowed? How the F is this N talking about D sucking on the pulpit?" I'm like, yes, N, I've been swallowed, have you? And of course, Monique couldn't resist bringing up her longtime enemy, Tyler Perry. She joked, "And who swallowed you? Medea?" You know, referring to Perry's most famous film and TV characters.
What's going on, y'all? What it is. So let's go ahead and slide on this topic, and I want to talk about this Diddy.
Now, the video caused quite a stir on social media. Some were totally into the joke, loving that comedy is getting back to its no-holds-barred roots. They're saying pastors are fair game for comedy because they're human too, and they sin like everybody else. And speaking of sins, T.D. Jakes' name has been swirling around some pretty disturbing allegations lately. First off, there's his close friendship with Diddy. I mean, he even officiated Kim Porter's funeral. That's how tight they are. But what's really got people scratching their heads is seeing T.D. Jakes at Diddy's parties. Like, why is a man of God hanging out at those kinds of shindigs? Even Diddy's former bodyguard raised an eyebrow at this. He's saying the only reason T.D. Jakes would be at one of Diddy's parties is if he's involved in the same stuff that goes down there.
And why would a religious man like himself be at a party, which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? Whether it's drinking, maybe fornicating, bro. Whether it's drinking, maybe fornicating, maybe, like I said, men on men, women on women. It's hard to.
And then there's Jaguar Wright adding her 2 cents, saying that at Diddy's parties, it's all about money and sex. So if T.D. Jakes is there, he's there for one of those two things, money or sex.
If Bishop Jakes was at a Diddy party, there could only be two reasons. Money or That's all that happens at Diddy parties.
Also, on December 21st, 2023, T.D. Jakes found himself in some serious hot water, and it all started with a viral TikTok video dropping some major bombshells about him. After Cassie settled her lawsuit with Diddy, this TikTok user spilled some serious tea. Apparently, Cassie handed over some stuff to the FBI, including tapes from Diddy's wild parties and even Kim Porter's secret phone. According to the TikToker, there's this clip floating around where some guy spills the beans about Cassie dishing out tapes showing Diddy's crazy parties involving T.D. Jakes, along with a bunch of other big shots. The parties supposedly got pretty scandalous, with claims of hooking up with multiple men left and right.
I'm also told that multiple male escorts corroborated the fact that T.D. Jakes have slept with multiple men at Diddy's parties and abroad, and they refer to him as being a power bottom.
The email says, "So I want to put you up on game on the real nature of Diddy and Bishop Jakes' relationship. But first, let's understand that Bishop Jakes is not of God. He is undoubtedly a Freemason, and so was Diddy. And I say he was because it seems as though he has been stripped of his protection, privileges, and power. But make no mistake about it, his soul is still spoken for by the devil. He will never be able to fend off or escape that harsh reality. Anyways, I'm told Diddy and Jakes masked the real nature of their relationship relationship. According to the email, back in June 1983, Kim Porter claimed TD Jakes was accused of messing with a young guy just a year after tying the knot with his wife. The word is, the whole thing got hushed up somehow. Fast forward to 1999, when a guy threatened to spill the beans on Jakes. Mysteriously, he vanished. Pastor Blank spills that the dude got paid off to stay quiet. 2 years later, the same guy turns up dead with a gunshot to the head. No names, though. This all went down at Emmanuel Temple of Faith in Smithers, West Virginia. Rumor has it folks from Jake's hometown insist he's been on the down low with guys all along, and there's even talk of some older Pastor G wording him. When Jakes hits up Diddy's shindigs, rumor has it he's throwing back massive amounts of booze and puffing on cigars in some exclusive part of the house. Now, just because he's in a private area that's invite only doesn't mean he's off the radar. Apparently, he's still under watch. Oh, and the bishop's wife never shows up to Diddy's bashes. Word is she's well aware of what's going down. People are saying she's questioned why she's never been on the guest list. But we gotta remember, these are just some crazy claims floating around on social media. No hard evidence. Still, that didn't stop everyone from going nuts on social platforms. One person said surprised, but not surprised about TD Jakes because he was good friends with Eddie Long and Birds of a Feather Flock. Another said, I'm glad all this stuff is hitting the fan. Time for Hollywood to finally be exposed. And then there's this psychic on TikTok who apparently predicted all this drama 2 years ago. She went on this wild rant claiming that Jakes is mixed up with some shady stuff, like being a Freemason, taking oaths to the dark side, and serving Satan as his top boss. According to her, he's using his spiritual gifts to play mind games with folks. But wait, it gets juicier. She even predicted that Jakes would find himself smack dab in the middle of one of the biggest scandals ever, hinting that it would revolve around his sex preference.
It's a Freemason, that this man has taken occultic vows and that he is part of a brotherhood, that he is serving. The Lord said that Bishop TD Jakes will have one of the biggest scandals of all time in the Christian church.
While there's no concrete proof to back up the claims against TD Jakes, he's no stranger to controversy. Back in 2009, his son Jermaine got himself into some trouble for allegedly doing some shady stuff at Keys Park in Dallas. And just last year, there was more drama. Jake's daughter's estranged husband was accused of some really awful stuff with their adopted daughter. With all this drama swirling around, people are seriously questioning whether TD Jakes can still be seen as a trusted man of God. Gene Deal even chimed in, saying he can't see Jakes as his type of pastor because his own house isn't in order.
I take him serious. That's not my type of pastor. You know, you got to look at a person's household, and if your household is not in order, you understand, how you going to help somebody else get their house in order?
And it's not just him. A lot of folks like Luanell are disappointed and questioning their faith in Jakes. She says she's been let down by people she's looked up to before, so she can't put it past Jakes to be involved in the rumors.
I shook my head to say, unfortunately, I don't put nothing past nobody no more.
There you go.
I just can't get shocked no more.
Yep.
I've been so disappointed in the people that I've looked up to.
I mean, considering everything we now know about Diddy, it's natural to question the morals of someone like TD Jakes. Just look at the recent lawsuit against Diddy filed by Lil Rod. It had some of the most disgusting allegations ever. According to the lawsuit, there are screenshots supposedly showing gatherings at Diddy's that included underage girls and more sex workers. And some of these ladies allegedly had their drinks tampered with at Diddy's direction. This legal bombshell also called out some other names, like about Diddy's right-hand woman, Christina Coram, Universal Music Group CEO Sir Lucian Grange, and former Motown Records CEO Ethiopia Habtemariam. They're all caught up in this legal whirlwind. Jones says in the lawsuit that Grange, Habtemariam, Motown Records, Love Records, and Universal Music Group effectively worked together with Combs in a RICO enterprise that failed to adequately monitor, warn, or supervise the actions of Combs, his son, and his chief of staff. A RICO enterprise is any individuals or groups that act together to violate the Racketeer-Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act. And Jones isn't just looking for a slap on the wrist here. He's aiming high, seeking a cool $30 million in damages. But an attorney for Combs is slamming Jones' claims as pure fiction, straight up calling them out as a cheap ploy to grab headlines. We have overwhelming, indisputable proof that his claims are complete lies. Our attempts to share this proof with Mr. Jones' attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, have been ignored. As Mr. Blackburn refuses to return our calls, the attorney Sean Hawley said in a statement, "We will address these outlandish allegations in court and take all appropriate action against those who make them." Now, according to Jones' lawsuit, he claims that back in August 2022, Diddy himself reached out to him to produce some tunes for the R&B album, The Love Album, Off the Grid, which ended up snagging a Grammy nomination after its release in September December 2023. But here's the kicker. Jones says his life took a nosedive after he agreed to work with Diddy. Jones alleges that Combs' SEX harassed and aided him while he lived with him at Combs' homes in Florida, Los Angeles, and New York, as well as on a yacht Combs rented in the U.S. Virgin Islands. The harassment in A included constant unsolicited and unauthorized groping and touching of his A, according to the lawsuit. Jones says he was forced to work in Combs' bathroom as Combs showered in a glass enclosure. When he tried to raise the alarm about Diddy's behavior to Christina Coram, Diddy's right-hand woman, Jones claims she brushed it off as just friendly horseplay, stating that those acts were Mr. Combs' way of showing that he likes you. The lawsuit accuses Coram of aiding and abetting Combs' SA of Jones and of working with Combs to G-word him into accepting a homo relationship. Jones also alleges that he was forced to solicit SEX workers and perform SEX acts with them to please Combs. To aid in the alleged recruitment, Jones said Combs provided him with an exclusive bad boy baseball cap and required him to wear it to a Miami establishment as a signal to any SEX worker he approached that Combs was in town and had sent Jones to recruit them. Jones alleges Combs, whom he describes in the suit as forceful and demanding and someone who does not take no for an answer, leveraged his power as one of the most influential people in hip-hop and business to intimidate him, including by threatening to inflict bodily harm if Jones did not comply with his demands. On one occasion, Jones alleges, Combs forced him to watch as he displayed and bragged about getting away with shooting people. In a separate incident, Jones alleges, Combs shared that he was responsible for a shooting in a nightclub in New York City in 1999 with the rapper Shine, born Jamal Barrow. A jury acquitted Combs of gun possession and bribery charges in connection with that incident, while Barrow was sentenced to 10 years in jail. Jones was terrified of Combs and felt he could not tell him no, according to the suit. Mr. Combs consistently made it clear that he has immense power in the music industry and with law enforcement, the lawsuit says. Jones says in the lawsuit that he has video and audio evidence to support some of the allegations. The lawsuit says that Combs required Jones to record him constantly, and that on several occasions, Combs took Jones's cell phone to record himself. As a result, Jones alleges he has hundreds of hours of video and audio records of Combs, his staff, and his guests engaging in serious illegal activity. Jones says in the suit that he believes Combs also him on February 2nd, 2023. He alleges he woke up dizzy and confused in bed with Combs and two SEX workers. In response to a request for comment, Jones's attorney, Tyrone Blackburn, used a Latin phrase res ipsa loquitur, which loosely translates as the thing speaks for itself, referring to the lawsuit. Jones says in the suit that he was under an implied work-for-hire agreement and was not compensated for the songs he produced on the Love album. As a result, the lawsuit says Combs, Love Records, Motown Records, and Universal Music Group were all unjustly enriched at his expense. Guys, seriously, this lawsuit is off the charts. As we all know that before now, Diddy has been sued by 4 women who have accused him of S.A. Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra Ventura, said Combs physically aided her and forced her to have SEX with male while he got off on it and recorded the encounters. The lawsuit was settled the day after it was filed. The settlement was in no way an admission of wrongdoing, Combs' lawyer Ben Braffman has said. Following Cassie's lawsuit, 2 other women, Liza Gardner and Joey Dickerson Neal, have alleged in lawsuits that Combs aided them. And a woman identified as Jane Doe in court documents said Combs and 2 other men worded her when she was 17 and Combs was 34. Those 3 cases against Combs are still pending. In a statement in December, he denied the allegations, saying enough is enough and called the claims against him sickening. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth, he said in the statement. Guys, this is crazy. The accusations flying around could seriously dent Diddy's legacy and his whole business empire. I mean, after Ventura dropped her bombshell lawsuit, 3 of Diddy's former artists came out in support of her. And that's not all. Around the same time, Diddy stepped down from his chairman position at Revolt TV. Then, in December, Hulu pulled the plug on a reality show that was supposed to be all about Diddy's family. And if that's not enough drama for you, in January, Diddy settled his lawsuit with Diageo, where he was accusing them of racism. But hold on to your seats, folks, because we're about to dive into the other big names caught up in this legal tornado. First up, we have Meek Mill and Usher. They were accused as one of the people that often came to these freak-offs. Rodney didn't explicitly mention Meek Mill and Usher's names in the lawsuit like he did with everybody else, but he gave some description descriptions that had very specific details that pretty much made everybody know who he was talking about. Like, he described Meek as a Philadelphia rapper who dated Nicki Minaj, and described Usher as a male R&B singer who performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency.
Mr. Combs informed Mr. Jones that he had engaged in sexual intercourse with rapper. 5, that's redacted. Look, 5, he's a rapper who dated Nicki Minaj. And then the next person, R&B singer. 6, redacted. Look, he performed at the Super Bowl and had a successful Vegas residency. Usher!
Now, I'm sure you all know Meek is definitely a rapper from Philadelphia who dated Nicki from 2015 to 2017. Usher also just had a very successful Vegas residency, which reportedly grossed over $100 million, and he did in fact perform at the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago. Anyway, going back to Rodney's lawsuit, he claimed that he witnessed Usher and Diddy hooking up several times and making out with the girls that Young Miami and Justin would bring for him. Rodney recalled the time where they were partying on Diddy's yacht, and he saw both Meek and Usher messing with several girls. Now, when this news hit, Meek went into overdrive on social media, firing off tweets left and right in a frantic attempt to clear his name. But let's just say, the online community wasn't exactly buying what he was selling. He also got into a huge Twitter feud with DJ Academics, who was only reporting on the news. Like, imagine attacking somebody who's just doing his job. One of his tweets said, "I'm from Philly. I don't do coke or freaky ass Molly. Nobody won't even offer me coke because I'm that heavy. No man or what would ever approach me about gay activity, and the whole place don't get flipped. Woke up seeing this on every blog like they know I'm coming lol." Things quieted down for a bit, with folks realizing that Meek seemed to be on the edge of a mental breakdown and nobody wanted to push him further. That is, until Diddy's ex-bodyguard dropped a bombshell. An audio clip allegedly featuring Meek and Diddy. The shockwaves were palpable. I mean, the voices on that recording, pretty darn close to Meek and Diddy. And the content? Let's just say it wasn't easy listening. Meek's screams, reportedly in serious distress, sent shivers down the spine of anyone who heard it. Trigger warning, this audio is very disturbing and very sensitive. Now, the ex-bodyguard in question who recorded and leaked the audio made an entire video narrating how it came out. He said it happened during one of Diddy's freak-offs, and he decided to lean by the door to record what he was hearing because he was shocked to see Meek allowing Diddy to pound him like this. He said Diddy intentionally spiked everybody's drinks at that party so they would be too drunk and too high to even know what's going on. But he didn't drink, and that's why he was sober enough to witness what he and Meek were doing.
All the champagne was spiked. Everybody was passed the out. I don't drink. Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against cheeks. I
mean, do you all remember that video circulating where Meek was chilling in the pool, looking a bit, well, uncomfortable while Diddy hovered nearby, calling him daddy and talking about Meek putting in work? Yeah, that one. It's hard to forget. Some folks are connecting the dots, suggesting it might have been filmed right after whatever went down between Meek and Diddy in that bedroom.
Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you.
And to make matters even worse, Meek was caught following a page on Twitter that exclusively posts videos of black men hounding each other. Maybe he was trying to learn some new positions for Diddy. Who knows? But as soon as people caught him, he immediately unfollowed the page. And if that's not enough to raise eyebrows, there's more. An old song of Meek surfaced online recently. And the lyrics? Let's just say they paint a pretty vivid picture. In the track, Meek talks about chasing his Hollywood dreams. But there's this whole section where he seems to confess to getting involved with Diddy in some not-so-savory ways to make it big. And then he's asking for forgiveness for his actions.
I hope they forgive me for what I did with Diddy. Dream chasers. I hope they forgive me for what I...
Then we have Cuba Gooding Jr. According to the legal docs that TMZ managed to get their hands on, Jones believes that Diddy was pulling some shady moves with the intention of passing him off to other folks. And get this, he claims that Diddy introduced him to Cuba on his swanky yacht. And let's just say things took a nosedive into uncomfortable territory real quick. Allegedly, Cuba started making unwanted moves on Jones, totally crossing the line until Jones had to push him away. Jones even tossed in a pic of Cuba hugging him as supposed evidence. Mr. Combs Combs had dominion and control over the actions of Cuba Gooding Jr. and failed to step in and stop Cuba Gooding Jr. from essaying Mr. Jones, the suit alleges. Next up is Young Miami. Jones is dropping bombshells left and right, claiming he's got solid evidence of some seriously shady stuff going down. He alleges that Young Miami's cousin or assistant, whoever it may be, made unwanted advances towards him. According to Jones, things went down on Thanksgiving Day back in 2022 while he was chilling with Diddy, Young Miami, and her crew. Apparently, this cousin of Young Miami barged into the bathroom while Jones was doing his business, and things quickly escalated into some inappropriate touching. Jones tried to push her away, but it didn't end there. Allegedly, she then tried to get frisky right in front of Diddy and the gang. And that's not all. Jones claims Young Miami was among those getting paid by Diddy for some extra services. Fast forward to September 2022, and there's more drama unfolding at Chalice Recording Studio in LA. Jones alleges a friend of Diddy's son Justin got shot, and he was right there just 2 feet away from the chaos. When Diddy and Justin emerged from the restroom, Jones says he saw the guy suffering from gunshot wounds. But here's the kicker. Jones claims Diddy forced him to lie to the cops about the whole thing, spinning a tale about it being a drive-by. Now, Justin Combs and his legal team are firing back at these wild accusations with full force. According to a statement from his reps, Justin is flat out denying all of these absurd allegations, calling them nothing but a desperate attempt for a quick cash grab. They are all lies. This is a clear example of a desperate person taking desperate measures in hopes of a payday, the statement said. There will be legal consequences for all defamatory statements made about the Combs family. But the drama doesn't stop there. Stevie J, the Grammy-winning producer from Bad Boy Records, also finds himself smack dab in the middle of these allegations from Jones. According to Jones, Diddy used Stevie J's admiration as part of some G-word process, aiming to ease Jones's anxieties about his sex preference. Allegedly, Diddy even showed Jones footage that he claimed was Stevie J getting cozy with another man. But hold on a sec, turns out those screenshots weren't exactly what they seemed. Adult film star Knockout stepped up on Twitter, straight up saying, "It's me," throwing a wrench in the whole thing. And Stevie J isn't staying silent either. He's got his lawyer in the game, ready to handle this mess. Guys, this is all crazy, but let me know what you think about all this in the comments below, and we'll catch you in the next video.